Well, I'll be very surprised if this live stream actually goes. Oh, we got some people. What do you know? My live stream capability is still up. Any of you see the Periscope I made this morning? I made two of them about this subject we're going to talk about. And YouTube allowed neither one to be posted to my feed. And I don't know if it was posted to anyone else's feed. I got a lot of notifications that I'm being shadow banned, and gee, at this point I'd almost feel left out if they didn't. Good morning, everyone. I'm Roy Potter, and this is the live stream version of the Potter Expositor. Good morning as you come in. Very serious day. I'm still in the Pacific Northwest. I've been at some projects up here. That's why you haven't seen me. I've been making a few posts on Twitter. I've been keeping track of things as best I can, but I've been kind of out of touch for a little bit. But I thought I'd better do this morning. I wasn't able to sleep last night. Anytime I'm getting ready to travel, I usually don't sleep very well. And then I got a text very early this morning from Jordan Sather of Destroy the Illusion, and he said that YouTube took down his YouTube site. Richie from Boston's was taken down last night. And Tracy Beans, I noticed this morning, was saying that she's losing subscribers. I guess 1,000 just over the last few hours. I've lost about 2,000, but see, I don't care. I only notice because other people bring it up to me, but that could be by YouTube taking them down, or they don't like the fact that I stand up for what I believe in, and for the fact that people are so narrow-minded and so shallow-minded that they can't stand the fire, right? Of somebody speaking their mind and of somebody standing up for what they believe in. Or it might be the fact that my past with my personal lifestyle, which was a long time ago. That was like 30 years ago, 25, 30 years ago. Regardless, shallow-minded, ignorant individuals. I don't need them here anyway. However, if YouTube was taking them down, like they have been with Tracy Beans, I could understand that as well. So I really don't know where the problem is, and I really don't care. Because the way I look at it, if YouTube shuts me down, I've done my job. God doesn't hold me accountable for doing anything else than what I can do. And no, I'm not going to go running to other platforms. I'm not going to do that. I've been advised to, but I'm not going to. And there are a lot of reasons why I won't. Because they'll eventually get taken down too. And I've said everything I really could possibly say. If people want to keep their heads in the sand like ostriches at this point, nothing's going to change that. The division between the people that are willing to have the light and light of the life and light from God and have His Spirit poured out upon them, they've either accepted it or rejected it at this point. So it's really kind of moot as far as I'm concerned. Okay, let me go forward with what I wanted to talk about here. As I just said, Jordan Sather's YouTube site has been terminated. Richie from Boston. And there's been other censorship, shadow banning going on. We heard from Alex Jones yesterday that Google attacked, or they got a DDoS attack, and then had their Infowars.com taken down. So I think we're going to see that more often. It's not just going to be Twitter and YouTube and those things. It's going to be across the web. Remember, and somebody pointed this out to me on Twitter a few minutes ago, and that gentleman was not incorrect, that there's very little that Sessions can do under the present situation, with the exception of the emergency that Trump declared, because the internet is controlled at the UN. But that's not an excuse that stands well with me. I understand that that's a problem, but under the current situation, Trump could definitely reverse that and take control of the communications. His failure to do so is troubling, and I hope you understand that. He has a national emergency order in place, and he's allowing this censorship to happen. He's turned his back on the First Amendment, in my estimation, and on the Second, with what's happened at Parkland. And I'm going to piss off a lot of people saying that. But you got to look at what's happening on the ground. Rhetoric is done if nothing happens on the ground. During his campaign, he said he would at least introduce legislation, right, that you could carry a weapon if you have a CCW and it would be honored like a driver's license, right? Where is that now? It's stalled. And who's pushing it? No one. We have the LV shooting. We have the Parkland shooting. There are anomalies. Investigative reporters who, some of us have a law enforcement background. A lot of us don't, but it doesn't take that. All it takes is a brain. Where's the FBI? They're traitors. They're criminals, right? Where's the sheriff in Broward County? He's a traitor. And YouTube decides to shut down people that show these problems. Do you understand? The CIA, Operation Mockingbird, NDAA 13, 2013 to 14. The Congress giving the CIA and the IC the cover, the legality to lie to the American people and then to fund those lies. You have no friends in D.C. You have no friends in Congress. You have no friends in the White House. You can cry and moan and groan all you want. The evidence speaks for itself. Silence is agreement. But not only have we had silence on the issues of the First, Second, and Fourth and Fifth Amendments, and the 10th for that matter, we've had overt attacks by the White House on the Second Amendment. And if you don't recognize that that's what happened this last week, and I don't mean to yell at everybody on YouTube, okay? I know 90% of you understand where I'm coming from, and I understand that, okay? It's that 10% out there that have their heads in the sand or that are active trolls or deep state operatives who are destroying the lives of their children if they have any. Most of them haven't because they've been neutered by the system with the toxic chemicals, the plastics, the chemtrails, the stratospheric aerosol injection, the crap in the food. You know, there's a scripture and it says that these lies would deceive the very elect if possible. And it's a very, very small group of people. And everybody wants to be in that group. But how you respond to these things that are happening right now define you. This is the defining moment. Personalities don't cut it. I don't care if you get involved in a cult and personality. I don't care if it's Q. I don't care if it's Trump. I don't care if it's the Kardashians. I don't care if it's Jesus Christ. You get in a cult of personality and you deny principle and you fail the test. I'm speaking very strongly this morning because we haven't got any time left. People that have questioned this Parkland shooting, who have had the teacher information up there where she says that she saw this shooter in a SWAT team gear shooting people and shot her in the arm. The students that said that the supposed suspect was with them when the shooting was occurring. The fact that, we had a drill going on. That's what should be banned. Every time there's a mass casualty event, there's a drill going on. But then the Dems want to talk about getting rid of guns. No word about the pharmaceuticals that cause it. Now, it doesn't matter. The point is that these things are orchestrated at some level. And I know most of you know that. Okay? Jesus Christ is a principle. Okay, I'm not going to argue with Christians out there. It says, let this mind be in you that was in Christ Jesus. You're supposed to be joint heirs with Christ. I could get into a religious discussion, but having that change in your heart and mind is more important than worshiping the personality. Even Jesus said, none are good but my Father in heaven. Come on, folks. We've been taken down the wrong path. Look, They'll probably take my channel down today, and that's fine. It'll be a vacation for me. I'll finally be relieved because, as I said earlier and on Twitter, I've abided by my covenant to God that I would do what I could do. And if I'm silenced by the devil, by the father of lies and his minions, then what that tells me is that God has accepted my sacrifice. Do you understand? So really, I almost look forward to it. Isn't that funny? I can imagine Jesus on the cross in the last few minutes when he said, "Father, why have you forsaken me?" And then he said, "It is finished." He was relieved that he had finally accomplished what he set out to do. Well, I feel very much the same way. Okay, so I'm going to say it publicly here, all right, so everybody knows, right? If they don't take my channel down, don't think I'm a deep stater like these idiots are talking about who just want to attack others to make themselves feel more important. If you have an argument, you make a logical argument. You don't resort to name calling as a method of discourse. Yeah, it'd be funny if they leave my channel up just so that they can continue that psyop of saying Potter is actually a deep stater. If you believe that, you don't deserve to have heard anything I've ever said in the last, 8 years? The Parkland shooting was a false flag engineered by the IC, the Broward County Sheriff's Office, Hillary Clinton, and others. It's obvious. It's obvious. Am I saying people didn't get shot? No. It was orchestrated. They had SWAT team members going in there. They were seen shooting people, right? The suspect that they've collared and they're blaming all this on was apparently with other students, and they said so. We saw what appeared to be federal officers dragging something out of the school. Is it a body in the bag? Is it other weapons? What is it? I don't know. But this is a crime scene, and they're removing evidence at the bare minimum. I'm calling it out. Roger Stone, when this shooting occurred, he said that he had a lot of, I don't want to point the finger at Roger Stone, but something isn't adding up here again. Roger Stone says that the Broward County Sheriff, Israel, right, is a trustworthy guy and that he will get to the bottom of it no matter what. And just the opposite happened. Donald Trump, what's he saying about it? Is he revealing that this thing was an IC, which all of us can see? No. He goes down there and sits in a hospital room with one of the victims. Well, we don't know if she was or not. She could have been one of the crisis actors. And I'm not saying there weren't people shot there. But just like in Vegas, they use crisis actors to control the narrative, at the very least. Why do I know that? I ran some of this stuff. I know a drill when I see one. So, no answers from Trump on Parkland. No answers on this. But he has in fact attacked the Second Amendment, right? And the First, because he's allowing these things to happen. He can turn that whole thing off with the UN under military necessity. He's already declared a national emergency. And Sessions and the military could take control of our infrastructure. Why hasn't it happened? Well, I'll tell you, okay? It's because he wants it this way. There's no other reason, ladies and gentlemen. There's no other reason. Failure to act is the same as silence, which is agreement. I'm sorry, but that's the way it is. Go away if you don't like what I'm saying. Oh, you're not going along with Q. Oh, Roy, you're blaspheming Q. You're blaspheming Trump. I don't follow a cult of personality. Okay? I look at principle. And I see it being violated wholesale from the White House to the Congress to the judiciary and all of the superstructure underneath it. All right? Okay. Well, I've pretty much said my piece. Those people... I was going to say something else here, but the individual that was attacked asked me not to do it. But I'll say this, okay? And I said it a few minutes ago. If you see people out there who are attacking patriots with a known track record, okay, calling them names, accusing them of being deep staters, and you forward that information and agree with it, you deserve to go to the pit of hell. All right? That's just a fact. It's not hurting my feelings. Like I said, I've done my job. God says, if you do everything that I've commanded you and men prevent you from doing it, you're absolved of the problem. It's all his. It turns to his hands completely. Because we're just mere mortals. So go away. Go listen to those voices. Am I sowing discontent because I call it like I see it? You want me to sit there and agree with lies and subterfuge just so I can go along, get along? I've never done that and I never will. Okay? I'm not answering questions, this hogwash. Like that hurts my feelings. Right? I don't know. You guys might be talking amongst each other. Okay? I never keep track of that stuff. Okay, I'm done here. I think I've said my piece. This isn't the end. They're going to go after all of the other platforms. It's just a matter of time. Jordan's gone over. He asked me to send out his new YouTube site. I'll try to get that in the description box after this entire thing gets processed. I don't know when that'll happen, but he does have a new site. So, but they're going to shut all that down unless Trump and Sessions and the military do something about this. And I mean, do something about it. They're not even talking about it. It's not even on the radar with them. And they're doing things behind the scenes. Behind the scenes. You going to fall for that for another 6 months? Really? Again, most of you know where I'm coming from on this. I'm not angry at everybody. What I'm angry about is the fact that we're constantly lied to. And there are people that go along with it because they have a false hope that's not evidenced by substance on the ground. I don't care about prosperity. If you don't have freedom to pursue prosperity, you don't get prosperity in the end. You get slavery. Freedom is the number one. Liberty is the number one, not the stock market. And that's been ignored. Okay. I understand that Richie from Boston, his is RFB2. Okay. Can you see that? RFB2. And I don't know what Jordan Sather's is. I'll try to get that up in the description box. I suspect they're going to hit Isaac Green next. They've already hit Tracy Beans. They're reducing her subscribers. Whether the subscribers are leaving or not, I doubt that. I suspect that YouTube is acting on it. So this isn't going to get any better. All right. Well, I can tell you how to react to it, what to do, but it's going to have to go back to word of mouth. And that didn't work too well over the last 30 to 60 years, did it? Because the people had their heads in the sand. So we've been able to use the Luciferians' Claymore mines here and go and turn it around on them. But now, because there's no action in the command structure, they've turned those mines back against us. Do you see that? Yeah, I've got a military mind. I look at it that way. You're being betrayed. Bottom line. All right, that's all. God bless you. God bless the Constitutional Republic of the United States of America and the Second American Revolution. And I'll say it like I said on Twitter this morning, but I'm losing faith quickly. God bless Donald Trump in his righteous endeavors. And may curses follow if he does things that are wrong. Because at this point in time, it's got to happen that way. All right, everybody. No questions. I wanted to speak my mind. I hope you have a good day. All right? Out here.